are listening to the Brohio Podcast Show.
The one and the only.
We like to shit in the shower. We like to fuck with our socks on.
Hey.
I'm Rob Diggity Dangle Dog. I'm sitting here with the delicious Nicolicious. We're gonna bring you an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe 3, maybe 4. I don't know.
Hey, who knows? Of butt-tingling goodness, hopefully.
Butt-tingling good. And if you've never listened to the Brohio Podcast before, I urge you to turn back, run for cover. This is a dark place. If you've ever accidentally stepped on something sharp that went inside your ass, that's what it feels like to listen to the Brohio Podcast. We got the camera rolling.
Yeah, we do.
I got the backup audio rolling. Last week, we got about 50 minutes on YouTube because the SD card said, you're going to need a lot bigger one than the one you got in here right now.
The story of our lives.
It's so true.
I'm sitting here trying to send my stories over to you here.
No, it's fine. They get to watch the videos and see what it's all about.
Yeah.
On the for real.
Yeah. We had a little dill of a pickle this week with our episode, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So one of the podcasts that Rob and I worship, it's kind of sad that we don't really get to listen to him that much anymore.
Yeah, I don't ever listen to him much.
It's the Last Podcast on the Left. Fantastic podcast. They're the godfathers of this genre.
I'd say they're the Don.
They're the originals. This week, we researched Ouija boards all week long. Good to go, right? No. Saturday morning, when we wrap up all of our research, and my podcatcher pops up a new episode from Last Podcast on the Left. It says Ouija. And I said, oh, man.
You sent it over to me, and you were just like, fuck.
It sucks, because I feel like a poser.
Right. It seems like we're like completely jocking their idea.
It's all right.
It's okay.
We didn't listen to it.
They'll probably do a lot better job than what we're going to do.
You're right. You're right. We have a lot of mutual listeners, so if you guys weathered their Ouija episode and you're coming to this one as well, thank you so much for giving us the time. You know, we're really happy to have you here.
This is the D-list version of that episode.
It is the D-list version. We're just two guys. We're like, like it fucking matters. They're like, they just flip us off the side of the earth.
Right, yeah.
But we worship them, and I really go out of my way to not listen to them so people aren't like, you guys sound just like them.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've listened to him, but I still respect him.
Yeah. We got some new Patreon pledgers this week. Whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that's
people
crazy.
said, for $1, I can get my name said on the Brohio Podcast. Send Tax Time Baller showing my fucking balls right now. I'm getting my name said on the podcast. Then we had a lot of people write us and said, hey, I had a flat tire on my way to work this week. Can you give me a shout out?
Nope.
No. No. Can you make me a fucking omelet? No, you're not going to make me an omelet. And I'm not going to say your name on the fucking show.
I took a shit and it looked like Snoopy. Can you shout me out? Yes. In that case, yes.
Yeah, that's a fantastic job. Keep up the great work.
If you make poop art, let us know.
Yeah.
We'll shout you out.
Write us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. We also have a YouTube channel at Brohio Podcast where you can see the episodes unfold after they happen. About 12 hours, because that's how long it takes to render a 2-hour video and upload all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a completely different world with video.
But you get to see us. It's been a long trek.
If you want to ruin your eyes, feel free.
I'll ruin your anus.
Oh, see what he did there?
Call my dick the meat cleaver. The meat cleavage.
Oh.
That's what you get when you got your fucking jeans on too tight. My wife's like, you got some meat cleavage. Hope you're ready for a lunch meat sandwich. First off, thank you to our new subscriber, Marissa Hirenin. Thank you so much for your Patreon pledge.
It's a fun name. Thank you. Next, we got Austin Bailey. Thank you very much.
And not to be outdone by Mrs. Courtney Bailey. Courtney, you're way fucking cooler than Austin. Austin, you're way fucking cooler than Courtney. Thanks for you guys for your generous donations.
Thank you. Next, we got Chris Friddle.
Don't mix me up with a McGriddle. Aren't those delicious?
Oh, my fucking God, yes.
How many McGriddles could you fit in your butt?
3.
3 right now.
Yeah.
God, they're so good.
They're really good.
The bacon ones. Chris Coons. Thank you for your Patreon pledge.
Laura McFarland. Thank you very much.
Andrew Beasley. Thank you, Andrew.
Brandon Party.
What an awesome last name.
I hope that's his real last name.
I'm here to do I'm here to do party. I'm here to have sex with your brother. And Heather. Thank you, Heather. That's all she put. Maybe it's Heather Andrew. I don't know if she wanted her last name said, but that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Tough shit. Too late now. we ain't redoing this. Next, we got Johnny is nerdy. Yes, he is.
Johnny, thank you so much for your Patreon pledge, and thanks for being nerdy. And we have Adam Stanley, one of the hosts of the Maximum Effort Podcast. You can go check out the Maximum Effort Podcast with Mr. Adam Stanley.
And we got Buck Clay. That's like a cowboy name.
Buck, I'm here to fuck Clay. Thank you, Bucky. And then last but not least, Mac.
M-A-K.
I think this could have something to do with my obsession with the bacon Big Mac.
Oh, man.
If you guys are familiar with Justin Rimmel from Mysterious Circumstances, he changed his relationship status.
I saw that. So clever.
To in a relationship, and all these women that follow him, they're like, oh my God. They took their panties off and threw them in the trash. They're like,
they got their knives ready.
Fucking done.
Loaded up their guns.
He's a handsome fellow, too.
Yeah, he is.
He is dapper.
He makes my ass wet.
And they took all their fucking pictures down of him, and they threw him in the goddamn trash. And then he broke the news that, I just wanted you guys to know how much I love Big Macs and tacos.
Dude, I fucks with them Big Macs, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so does he, apparently. It changed a lot for him that day.
Yeah.
Now we have a newspaper article for you this week. We're going to read it to you. Every week, I dive into the interwebs to try and find the funniest of the funny. What are we going to call them? Just newspaper articles.
Yeah, articles.
Internet articles. And here it comes.
Yeah.
An Oklahoma courthouse was forced to evacuate after a nonchalant lawyer arrived to a courtroom with an abundance of bed bugs falling out of his clothing.
Ooh.
I wanted everyone to just start itching when they hear this shit. Just
okay.
like park their car and jump out and start doing Chinese fire drills. Rogers County Courthouse was evacuated and eventually closed Monday after a lawyer brought in the blood-sucking insects to a third-floor courtroom. Rogers County Sheriff Scott Walton told KJRH News the man had bugs literally crawling all over him. They were crawling out of his ass, crawling out of his underwear. They said, man, you fucking clean them bugs up. You got some crotch crickets crawling out. Hard to imagine someone doesn't know, that some bed bugs are crawling out all over them, certainly in abundance, Walton said. The sheriff told News One on 6 that another person in the courtroom was first to spot the biting insects on the lawyer. A courthouse user noticed them and said she could visibly see something crawling on his neck, which is later found to be bed bugs. Walton explained he had also placed his jacket over some file folders, and when his jacket was moved, bed bugs were discovered there. Rogers County Courthouse head of security, Mike Clark, said the man was very nonchalant about the situation unfolding in the courtroom. I don't even fucking care anymore. My wife left me. My fucking dog died. I thought my wife was my dog. I fucked the dead dog. I liked it. Now I got bugs. I don't even think he cared, Clark told KJRH. Pest control was called, and once the building was emptied of people, cleared the courtroom, but he also had inmates in the courtroom, which caused concern. So at that time, we evacuated everyone from the courtroom, Clark said. We are certainly not happy with someone coming in that condition to inconvenience everyone else in that building, Sheriff Walton said. And it was definitely an original way to say, bug the room.
I see what they did there.
And some of our foreign listeners are like, what the fuck are bed bugs? They're like fleas that us Americans get in your beds. They infect your mattress. They bite you. Yeah. Home of the free, home of the brave, stars and stripes and bed bug bites, motherfucker. That's what we're all about.
Welcome to Dayton. That's one of our specialties.
It is one of our specialties. I'm going to reach over here. I'm going to turn myself down just a little bit because it's kind of a little bit loud.
I'm going to fucking crank that up, man.
How's it looking there? Okay. We'll
crank it all the way up. Let's blow people's eardrums out.
Fuck it.
You don't need your hearing.
Fuck us. We have a lot of stuff coming up soon. If you guys want to see all of our tour dates coming up, go to just Google Brohio Eventbrite. We got one coming up in Louisville. After that, we got Indianapolis, West Virginia. We're going to be with Hillbilly Horror Stories, all three of those. All kinds of fun people.
Good times. We always have fun.
We're going to be with Justin Rimmel, Mysterious Circumstances in Indianapolis.
Can't wait. That's his stomping ground this time. It's about time we go out to him this time.
It is. We're always making him drive.
I know.
So this week, how was your week, actually? Let's talk about your week for just a second.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You caught me off guard with that.
Was it anything strange happen or anything fun you want to talk about?
No.
No?
I don't remember. I don't remember my week last week.
Was it? Yeah. All right, man.
What did I do last week?
I have
Where
no idea.
was I?
Here?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Just here, man.
We did hang out.
Did we? We went to Guitar Center.
Yeah, we did. Tried to fucking GameStop my
They
ass.
said, fuck you. Rob tried to trade in a guitar that he thought was worth millions, and they're like, I'll give you $750 for it. $7.50.
$1,200 guitar. They offered me $400 for it. Eat a dick.
He did. He took it. He ate their dick.
I ate it right off.
Now, some of you may have, during your adolescence, decided that, hey, I want to play with a fucking Ouija board.
Whew.
Me personally, I've only done it once, and it was with a really ugly girl and my cousin. And I was really lonely at the time,
Okay.
and she had really broad shoulders, okay? Like,
Okay.
I have wide shoulders.
Right.
I can't wear a lot. There's a lot of clothes I can wear. I usually wear my mom's old blouses. Like,
You got to take off the shoulder pads?
yeah, something that I can fill out, but not too tight. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
This lady, she was as broad as a fucking V-dub, okay? And she said, hey, you want to play Ouija board with us? I said, yeah, what the fuck ever. I'll fucking do it.
You can't say no to that.
Delicious Nicolicious is here to fucking party and tear this place down. One of our reviews this week said we cuss too much.
Oh, that sucks.
So I'm fucking working on it. I'm a work in progress. Was trying to suck my own dick. Can't do it. I figured that the other day I blacked out when I was tying my shoes and fell down and hit my face.
Oh, man.
And I said, I probably can't suck my own dick because it hurt. I went down tying my shoes. And if some of you may know the struggle,
I think if I tried, I don't think I would ever be able to get back up.
you're like, Delicious Nicolicious, I hear you, buddy. You know, I tried to tie my shoes and I get winded too. Get all hot. Your hair hurts.
I could feel this in my fingernails.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I was getting to right there besides I can't suck my own dick. I don't know what the segue was.
I could suck it for you. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. We're going to keep that rolling for all that.
Off camera, Anna.
Now, have you ever participated in the Ouija festivities?
I think that I have, but the thing is that I don't have a really clear memory. I know that I did. It was when I was really young.
Okay.
And I don't really remember. I don't remember anything happening. I was probably like 6. I had a really fucked up childhood. So I was trying to summon demons to take me away.
The Ouija board was your only friend.
It was my only friend.
Oh,
That's how I
no.
made friends.
Oh, jeez.
No, it was only one time. It was the family that babysat me. Their kids had one.
What a bunch of pricks.
Yeah, but I knew it was horse shit right off the bat because I could tell they were moving.
You could tell they were moving it?
Yeah.
See, that's what most people are going to run into when saying, you know, I tried a Ouija board one time and there was someone there. And that's what I'm saying. When I did it with my cousin, I didn't have sex with my cousin that time.
Oh, yeah.
But
Good clarification.
when her and her friend, and I was with them in the middle of summer. And it was just that, it was one of those weird summers where you're kind of, you're going through puberty and you don't really have a girlfriend to kick it with all summer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just hanging out, you know.
Right.
Did you ever have a summer like that where you just kind of like, you weren't really sure what was going on? You just knew
definitely.
You just knew you kind of liked girls more than you did last summer.
Yeah, definitely.
And then flash forward a couple summers after that, and I'm like, I gotta fucking bury this bone. Like, I'm not doing Ouija with nothing. Like,
Yeah, man, that was middle school. And then, like, there's one summer, I think it was 6th grade going into 7th. And then I never even noticed girls. And I saw the first girl I ever seen with cleavage. And I was like, holy shit, my life had changed. It was game over from there.
cleavage.
That set me off.
I remember there was this girl that used to live around the corner from me, and she always looked like a dude. And then she hit puberty that one summer, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I'm like,
Isn't it weird how that works?
stand back. She's still really fucking hairy, okay? I mean, you know, she had some hair going on, buddy.
You don't even have to say who it is.
Her arms are like Rastafarian. Could braid that shit.
Gotta love it.
She had the absolute sweetest heart, though, in the entire world.
Yeah.
Love her. God love her. Rest in peace. She's not dead.
I was gonna say she's not dead.
She's not dead.
Who knows? Well, no, she's definitely not dead.
Did you watch Abducted in Plain Sight?
Not yet.
Oh,
I didn't get around to it yesterday.
no.
I was going to
Okay.
yesterday, but
All right, we'll talk about it next time.
okay.
So there I was. I'm playing with the Ouija board,
Yeah.
or as I like to refer to it as the Ouija board. And that's how you all should pronounce it from now on is Ouija.
Ouija.
Ouija. There I am playing with the Ouija board. And we're upstairs. It was at my house, upstairs in my mom and dad's attic where I stayed at.
Yeah.
And we're like, I'm being a dickhead. I'm like, if you're in here, show me your tits. Fucking, I'm being Nick.
You just get hit with the big
They're
dick.
like, stop. You can't talk to it like that. I'm like, fucking talk to who? Like, and it's like, it takes off. It starts moving.
Right.
I'm like, you fucking bitches. Because I wasn't moving it. And I knew. And my cousin, she's kind of dry. She doesn't have not like her vagina, but she's got a dry sense of humor.
Yeah, I
that
got
shit
that.
was like a waterfall.
Oh, man.
No.
Good old incest joke. Can't
But
go wrong.
she was like, she wasn't into Ouija boards. She wasn't going to be the one to like, oh, we'll start moving it. I don't know. Is there a little knob on that side there?
Yeah, there is.
Fucking kids playing here and shit, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It was just floppy.
And I'm like
there
looking
for a
around, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because I didn't know. All I'd heard is the Ouija board is something that the spirits, they run that shit.
minute.
All right? And my cousin's like, I'm not doing it. And then here the fucking old fucking linebacker Lucy. She's just looking at me, just like trying to fuck my eyes.
She's staring right into your
And
soul.
she's like moving it. She starts spelling like cunt, pussy, bitch. I'm like, no way. And then
This ghost is rude.
and then I looked at my cousin. I'm like, I just gave her the nod. I'm like, catch this bitch, because neither one of us were sure. We didn't know.
Yeah.
So I pulled my fingers up, and she saw me do it, and then she pulled her fingers up too. And then linebacker Lucy, she kept on going with it, and I was like, bullshit. Flip the fucking board.
You fucking called her
I was
on
like,
it.
you are not having sex with me. I'm not kissing you tongue style. I told her. I was upset. I said, this is fucking bullshit.
You laid it down. You cut her
You're
off.
running me through the ringer with the Ouija board, and I'm sick and tired of these games, okay? I came here expecting a little something.
I know.
Now I don't want it to happen because you're a spiritual liar, okay?
You expect a good summoning, and then you're getting swindled.
Yeah. Linebacker Lucy said, I wasn't moving the planchette. I wasn't moving it.
Come on.
Wiggle it for me. I knew she was doing it. So that was my run-in with the Ouija board. You guys are going to get sick of me calling it. I can't pronounce it very well. I haven't been a strong pronouncer ever since we started this show. People make fun of me for that.
We got a good track record.
They say, man, he sucks at fucking words. You know what? I've got the podcast and you don't.
I think the problem is we enunciate every single letter.
Incorrectly.
Yeah, and I mean correctly, but English is a weird language.
Hell, dude, my daughter was asking me earlier about a word. She's like, oh, man, it was just, it was in the car this morning, and she's reading her book. She's like, why does that word, she's learning to read.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, how does that word make that sound? I'm like, sweetheart, it's fucking hard, okay?
Yeah, this language makes no sense.
English is hard. Just like the Canadians are like, what the fuck are bed bugs, eh? We got shit that lives in our beds that bite us when we don't take baths. That's how that works.
Yeah, it means you're dirty butt.
If you have bed bugs, send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to talk about it on the show. Maybe have you on, have you talk about it. The Ouija board.
Like someone's so content with having bed bugs, like, I'm not getting rid of them.
Oh, right now. You don't know what it's like to... Animals have feelings, too. Most of them do, yes.
Yeah, they do.
Bed bugs can suck my dick. Boy, would that be fun.
That hurt.
Now, the mystery behind it goes back to as far as 1891. You'll remember that year
Oh, yeah.
as the year that JFK got assassinated. It goes back to Pittsburgh. And the ads, and I've seen it before, back in the olden days, these ads for little weird trinkets and little...
Why doesn't it surprise me that it's Pittsburgh?
This is about the same time Ben Roethlisberger got drafted, too.
It's America's trailer park.
You know what? I'm much more of a... God, you done fucked up. Some of our favorite listeners are from Pittsburgh.
I honestly don't know a thing about Pittsburgh, but that's just where the Steelers are from, so fuck
I
them.
know it smells like cum stains and frog farts. What's that smell? Oh, you're home now. You're home.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So they'd put a lot of novelty and toy stuff in the newspapers where the kids could subscribe and buy these things out of the mail order services. The toy and novelty shops described it as a magical device that answered questions, quote, about the past, present, and future with marvelous accuracy and promised never failing amusement and recreation for all the classes. A link between the known and unknown, the material and immaterial. Is that how you say that?
I guess.
Immaterial.
What does that even mean?
Boy, those people that wrote those newspapers back then were real fucking retards.
You can't say the R word.
Okay. My bad. Another advertisement, a New York newspaper declared it interesting and mysterious, just like my wiener, and testified as proven at patent office before allowed. Price $150.
Sold.
They did have a patent for the Ouija board. And I'm going to explain that to you here in a little bit.
Yeah, do that.
What is the Ouija board? What is it, you know? Well, if you've never seen a Ouija board before, it's a flat board. It's got all the letters of the alphabet, whatever fucking alphabet you use, the satanic alphabet or the red, white, and blue American alphabet like I fucking use. Woo! A through Z, motherfucker, I think, something like that. They got the letters on the board in a semicircle pattern. You got the numbers 0 through 9 in case the spirit says, hey, I want a 69 with this bitch. You don't got to spell out 69. You can be like 69, 69.
And you got a good old yes and no.
You got a yes and no. And you have the goodbye. Because if you...
I always found that so rude, like you're talking to somebody and they're just like, goodbye. Like, damn, that's fucked up. They just fucking okey-doked me.
You remember that AOL sound when you... Did you have AOL, child?
Yeah, I did.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sorry, I got a lot of stuff going on my phone here. I got to
Yeah,
turn it
you
off. Now, the original idea was two people would place their hands on the planchette and ask the board questions, and it would answer. There was not necessarily a lot of spiritual stuff involved as far as getting the other side, the underbelly of the whatever it is, trying to get the ghosts involved, the people trapped in purgatory, all that stuff. The way Rob and I did it before we started the show, and my wife, she looked at me in the eye. Because this past week on Facebook, I put up a Facebook post that said, hey, anybody got a Ouija board I can borrow? Hunter Thornton from Murder and Such? He's like, I fucking got you, bro.
Of course he does.
Well, okay.
I love Hunter.
Okay then, bro.
He's ready.
He's like, I want to pick. And then my wife is using my laptop, and she saw the message come across, and she's like, I want you to understand how bad I don't want a fucking Ouija board in this house. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. So I'm doing good by my wife.
You're taking that over to Rob's house.
That's what she said, too.
And you know, my wife would fucking freak out.
And I said, I just want to take pictures of it. She's like, you could take fucking pictures of it at Rob's house. It's like, I just want to take pictures of Rob. She's like, you could take fucking pictures. Wait a second.
That sounds like a photo shoot opportunity.
Yeah,
right there.
we should definitely look into that. But she said, I wanted a Ouija board to put it right here.
Yeah.
She said, nah, fam. You're going to have to find something else somewhere
That'd be
else.
pretty sweet.
But here we are with no Ouija board. So
Bummer.
It's a bummer.
Women.
And but Rob and I, we tried out the Ouija board. We found what's best. You just put your knees together and then place the Ouija board in your laps. You reach underneath the board and you try and tie your dicks together. And if you start rubbing the heads, I call it turtle CPR. You take your tips of your wieners and you start making the mouths touch one another. Feels really good.
Okay.
It's and you can get why I call it turtle CPR, because turtles got those little mouths.
Right.
And your dick has those little mouths. And it's like two turtles trying to bring each other back to life. That's how that works. Because Rob's not circumcised. His wiener looks really weird. And neither am I. Or am I?
I like how this just keeps going.
We have YouTube. We can show them right now. They have...
Oh, man.
Oh, so that's what you can do. Get your Ouija board, put it on your labs, and start rubbing the head of your dicks together. If you don't have a dick, find one. Ask to borrow a friend. Write us Brohio Podcast at gmail.com. We'll let you use one of our dicks. You got lots of dicks to go around.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, now the original, I guess there's a researcher. I found some articles that he put out by the name of Robert Murch. He's a Ouija expert. He's a Ouija researcher.
Man, what's this world coming to?
Could you imagine like going to a career day for your kid's school and the one guy's like, I'm a fucking astronaut. And the one guy's like, I'm a goddamn bartender. And he falls over and then you walk up your turn and you're like, I'm a Ouija researcher. And the one kid's like, I like wedgies. No, you little fucker. It's a Ouija board. I'll give you a wedgie with my dick. I would call them, they're called the Fox sisters, but they were kind of,
Ow!
they were not very,
Okay.
they look like fucking werewolves, dude. They're from about that time period. They were from the New York area, and this is the mid to late 1800s. What the Fox sisters did is they were the catalysts for the spiritual movement. So it hasn't always been the case where people, a long time ago, they were like, oh, I think my fucking house is haunted. This stuff kind of progressed and popped up in popularity in the mid to late 1800s, where people started to believe in this, I guess, the spiritual movement, where they thought that, or the spiritualism movement, where they thought that people could communicate from the other side of the grave. And the Fox sisters kind of helped usher that in. They lived in the New York area, and what they would do is they allegedly could talk to spirits and talk to ghosts.
So they were like mediums.
Yeah, that's what they would eventually become mediums, but then the
Gotcha.
ghosts would talk back. They wouldn't talk back. They would make noises to communicate back. So they would be like, knock on the wall 3 times if you've ever had your salad tossed. And the ghosts are like, oh yeah, we got a good one here tonight. And these ghosts would communicate by tapping on the walls. And and this is pretty scary. They finally said they learned the name of one of the ghosts they were communicating with, and he was known as Mr. Splitfoot.
Okay.
It's like the bent neck lady on that.
Yeah.
Oh man. And I started thinking of the Splitfoot guy, and I think about me running through the house and stubbing my toe on something. Just like, oh mother!
Just so hard that it just like breaks it in half.
Yeah. And he's just like stepping through the house with his broken feet, like.
That's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle foot. You ever seen those things?
Oh yeah.
Just got 2 big toes.
I'm just here to
It's like a big old camel toe.
scare all the kids, blow bubbles in their butts. So there was the Splitfoot man, and there was also a peddler that they had made contact with by the name of Charles Rosna, and he was allegedly murdered 5 years earlier before all the communication started, and he was buried in the cellar below the house. So you might have, at this point, the Fox sisters, they're proving to be rather credible. They kind of were pulled a lot of different media directions where people would set them down and say, okay, let's communicate with the dead. And sure as shit, when they would set these fucking Fox sisters down, they would start, the wall, all the noises and the fucking rattles and shakes and all this stuff was going on. So they were a little bit tricky. It honestly came forward, and there was a conclusion from the experts and the people that were investigating them and trying to figure out, what was going on with their story. The sounds they were making were produced by the cracking of their bones, their joints such as toes, knees, ankles, and hips.
They're just they're breaking their fucking bones for.
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee. Rip my fucking head, better suck it real quick.
Let's see if I can get it. Hang on.
Oh man, no.
Hopefully somebody can hear that.
Close. But like I said, this spurred the movement of
That felt so good.
spiritualism. It was at that time it was culturally okay after what these women had did to hold seances where you could attempt to contact the dead, you could attempt to contact your loved ones. But they were introduced as frauds. What the experts found out was when they set them on couch cushions, like soft padding, they couldn't really make the noises weren't as prevalent as when they would put them on like wooden rocking chairs and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So they'd be like, sit your dumb ass down on that couch or I talk to the devil real quick.
Yeah, bone cracking doesn't really resonate through cushions.
And in all my research, I'm looking for stuff to say like, the monsters, the ghosts started tapping on the walls or scratching on the walls. But all the research I found says, and this is the instance for a lot of paranormal cases, is there's rapping on the walls. Like the ghosts started rapping.
Okay.
And I couldn't make any sense of it.
But the thing is like, you think were they she's just sitting there with her hand just like, oh, did you hear that came from the wall?
No, it was her wrists and her knees and ankles and toes, and what a nasty.
But I mean, like it would obviously sound like it would be coming from her. So I mean, what is she like? Are they like, hey, that came from over there?
You bring home some cougar from the bar and she starts cracking her toes and it sounds like an avalanche is falling down the fucking house. She's like, get out.
Must be them damn ghosts again.
You got to watch out for the rapping ghosts because they start rapping on they start rapping in the walls. I'm rapping in these walls. A ghost with no balls. Hold on, I got to finish my song here.
Okay. I think it.
Yeah, I got it written down here.
Okay.
I'm rapping in these walls. A ghost with no balls. If you spread my butt, you can fit some beach balls. I'm made out of sheets. I got some mad beats. I don't have no legs, but I run these fucking streets. That's a ghost rap. That's a ghost rap. You like that?
I do like that.
All right.
Give you a golf clap.
Let's get down to fucking business.
Okay.
Now, whether you believe I'm gay or not.
Okay.
I'll do a lot of stuff for like a cheesy gordita crunch
Big Mac.
or Big Mac.
Yeah.
Cheesy gordita crunches are getting old for me.
Or some White Castles.
Nacho fries are back. White Castles, yeah.
No doubt.
Look it up if you don't know what White Castles are.
I'd do some dirty things for those.
What people don't realize is whether you believe in Ouija boards or not, whether you think it's fake, real, whatever, ultimately you're attempting to make contact with someone that's not alive. Whether that's a good person, whether that's Grandma Elma that used to make you the best fucking brownies ever, or it's Grandpa Jed that used to take his fist and crawl down in your bottom bunk in the middle of the night, and he would literally shove his fist up your ass until you nearly bled out on the bed every fucking Saturday night. You're like, I'm going to Uncle Jed's. We're gonna watch WCW on the TV there. Hopefully, he doesn't shove his fist in my ass again.
And this may just be just me, but isn't the fact, like, just the thought of it a little presumptuous that they want to stop whatever the fuck they're doing in the afterlife just to talk to us?
Right.
Like, they could be, like, sitting there, like, playing fucking volleyball with a bunch of babes or something, and then you just interrupt it. And you're like, damn it, Leroy, I told you not to bother me.
Yeah. Here I am. Let's dance. Let's dance.
I'd feel bad.
I would feel a little bit bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to save all this for a second.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're back. We got a lot of moving parts here. Sorry. Forgot to start the YouTube feed. There's all kinds of weird stuff going on. But the patent officer, he says, if you can get it to work properly, then you can have the patent for this. You have to get it to spell my name. So Bond says, sit the fuck down. Let's do this. So they put the planchet on the board. Apparently, they didn't know this guy's name. Sure as shit, old Ouija. It spelled his name. And the patent officer said, what in the fuck? But apparently the Elijah Bond, he was a patent attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So there's probably a very good chance that he knew this guy's name to start with.
Yeah, you would think.
But nonetheless, on February 10th, 1891, this patent officer granted them the patent for the Ouija board, and they called it a toy/game. The strange Ouija tales have always made frequent appearances in American newspapers. In 1920, the National Wire Services reported that would-be crime solvers were turning to the Ouija boards for clues in the mysterious murder of a New York City gambler, Joseph Burton Elwell, much to the frustration of the police. In 1921, the New York Times reported that a Chicago woman being sent to a psychiatric hospital tried to explain to doctors that she wasn't suffering from mania, but that Ouija spirits had told her to leave her mother's dead body in the living room for 15 days before burying her in the backyard. So it goes without saying that at this time, around this time, the crazies were getting a hold of these things, okay?
Needless to say.
The fact that there was something back then called mania or manic. I'm a Hulkamaniac. I don't know what this shit was. But they were using this stuff to say, hey, the Ouija made me do it.
Yeah, it's not a magic 8-ball. You can't rely on it for everything.
Exactly. Should I pay my fucking car payment?
Definitely not. Thank you,
good.
magic 8-ball.
Thank you. Right in my pocket. Then, without going too much further, let's go there. Let's go ahead and go there.
Fuck it.
Then the mystery of the Ouija skyrocketed in 1973 because at that time you had the Exorcism, the movie, The Exorcist, that movie come out. That apparently Linda Blair, Reagan, the 12-year-old in the movie. I can't remember that movie. Like, I've seen it, but I don't remember it.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but yeah, I can remember.
I remember I watched it with some girl in high school, and she's like, wasn't that the scariest fucking thing? I was like, you want to see scary? Look at this smegma right here. It was not a very scary movie to me.
Was that did you watch it on, like, VHS then, or did you, like, go to the movies for the re-release?
It was in someone's, like, family room.
Oh, okay.
Brandon Fugate was there.
I remember a time when we were younger that they were re-showing it in theaters for I don't remember if it was like a director's cut or like I don't remember, but it's pretty sweet.
There was in the movie Reagan, she was suffering from a demonic possession, and she was suffering from this just after she did a solo session with a Ouija board. And if you're not familiar with a solo session with a Ouija board, that's where you roll it up like a dildo, and then you get it really wet, and then you fuck Rob Dog with it.
Sounds fucking good.
You ever been fucked by a big old piece of cardboard before? If you've ever used a cardboard dildo before, write us, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what it feels like to have cardboard in your butt.
If you've ever shoved a planchette in your pussy, let us know.
So I used to have this god-awful reoccurring nightmare whenever I still get it sometimes. Do you ever have nightmares that you're being tortured?
No.
Just me? Okay, I'm going to tell you about it.
Good, go ahead.
So
I need more context.
I hope you fucking guys are ready for this. And this is the only thing that happens to me in these torture nightmares.
Okay.
I see those guys on like the internets that like getting kicked in the balls and stuff.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I don't want that to happen to me.
Right.
The one guy got kicked in the wiener so much that he started coughing blood.
I'm not going to kink shame, but I mean, that's not for me.
No, it makes your shit swell up and look real big, so that's kind of cool.
No, I don't care.
So in my torture nightmares, I'm held down by a guy in an executioner mask.
Kinky, okay.
Okay. And then my wiener is exposed. Just barely,
All right, I'm still in.
Not much further past the tip of the underwear. That's all the further it'll come out.
It sounds like after the cameras go off here.
Right. Yeah, it does. And they take... Oh, God, I don't even want to talk about this.
I'm so excited.
Is this okay?
Because
Because you're going to fucking cringe, and every guy listening to this show is going to cringe. And then some of the girls are going to be like, oh, that sounds like it sucks.
It's like the Pain Olympics over here.
Yes, they hold me down, and they take a piece of paper, and they put it into my pee hole, and then they
Ew, paper cut.
whip it across really fast. And they do a paper cut on the tip of my wiener.
A poor wiener hole.
And that's how I know when my gonorrhea is back. It's when I have those nightmares.
You just wake up and you look down and your cat's just nibbling at your
Yeah.
foreskin.
Why does it hurt when I breathe? Just hurt. My penis hurts. And,
Get out, pumpkin!
Yeah, get off me. And I've never had a sexually transmitted disease before that I know of. When I shave against the grain to get really sexy,
Yeah.
to get really I like my genitals to look like a Red Wings.
You have to go back to 8-year-old Nick.
Yeah, and I'm like a toddler with a huge dick. You're gonna need size 6 Huggies for this big old wiener. You shave against the grain because like it's all going down.
Yeah.
Tell the wife look, I shaved against the grain tonight. A day and a half after that, and that hair starts growing back. That's the worst experience that any man can ever go through. That feeling. Are you familiar?
I mean, I don't get that anymore. I think
It's like an old piece of shoe leather. Your dick looks like the California Raisin Man.
it's sad. Yeah, it's just depressed.
Oh, man. So from the Exorcism, that movie, this Ouija board became an overnight fucking nightmare. It's immediately associated with demonic possession, and it's a tool of the devil. Now, there's lots of different people that talk through the Ouija board. And like I said before, you can't control it. You can't say, oh, I only want good people. I only want bad people. You can't control who talks through the Ouija board. There's uncontrolled forms. This is the problem. The Ouija board is an uncontrolled form of communication. The people that do it, more times than not, they don't have any experience. So they don't know when things are necessarily turning bad. Because apparently there's certain questions and certain mannerisms that demons demonstrate that can, people that are more in touch with spirituality, different, whatever all that fucking shit is. People that pray a lot, people that go to church, in touch with God, they can recognize these things before, per se, we'll get to it later, Zozo, the Ouija board demon, before Zozo can completely infiltrate your life and your brain and everything that's going on.
Well, and not only that, but I mean, you got to think that if you have experience or if you're trained in this, you can probably channel a specific spirit rather than opening up a fucking door for anybody to walk through. I mean, it's just like opening up your front door.
If you're out there and you want to see the most beautiful set of balls you've ever seen, and I'm talking as smooth as rabbit ears, come on in. Have you ever had anyone refer to your testicles as smooth as rabbit ears before, Rob?
I wish.
Man,
I try, but it doesn't work.
happens a lot here. Happens a lot here. Now, the concern for this Ouija expert is the people that are brought through the Ouija board are from the lower astral plane. These spirits are often very confused and may have died a violent or sudden death, such as murder, suicide, etc. Therefore, many violent, negative, and potentially dangerous conditions are present to those using the board. Oftentimes, several spirits will attempt to come through at the same time, and then you got a big old fucking demon orgy. And old Bill's in the background like, I'm going in when everybody's all done because I like my sloppy seconds. That's old Bill Wilkins. Now, that's Bill Wilkins is the password to get into our super secret Facebook group, Brohio Podcast Group.
So secret.
But Chuggers Anonymous, the password's Bill Wilkins. Go check it out.
Will Bilkins.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Billy.
Now, oftentimes there are stories of youngsters who've reported to have fallen into a trance and appeared to be possessed by spirits after using a Ouija board. In November of 2014, 35 students at a school in Santa Cruz de la Sierra, Bolivia,
I think that's pretty good.
were taken for hospital treatment after playing with a Ouija board, known locally as the cup game. If you're playing the cup game in fucking Bolivia, you've gone too fucking far, buddy. Get your money and go back. I think that's where they filmed Two Girls in One Cup.
I was gonna say, is that where you shit in cups?
Because when I first watched Two Girls, One Cup, like, oh, this is Bolivia for sure. Oh, they're eating their own shit. It's definitely Bolivia. So if you find yourself in Bolivia and they say, do you want to play the cup game? They could potentially be talking about a Ouija board, or they could potentially be. You guys hear my audio keep breaking up there. It gets kind of weird when I say that word. It's because the demons.
It's really weird.
The demons are moving.
You got to say it like that, because if not, you open up a portal.
They're rapping in the walls. A rapping in the walls. You sucked those balls. There's all kinds of stuff going on in there, man. But the 35 students were taken for hospital treatment after playing with the Ouija board known as the cup game. They were reportedly suffering from mental agitation. So, get in line.
I'm so pissed.
Yeah, get in line, motherfuckers. And confusion. Profuse sweating.
Okay. That just sounds like adolescence.
I'll make that pussy sweat.
Oh,
Rapid
God.
pulses and trance states. Over the past few years, many countries in South and Central America have been hot spots for the game, where there have been many reports of mass fainting and spirit possession, especially Mexico.
Mexico.
But you guys don't have to worry about going to Mexico anymore because our president's building a wall. Unless you're a really good climber, then you can still go.
Or if you know how to get on an airplane.
What about those of us that want to go drink some tequila, drink the worm,
Drink the worm.
eat the worm, whatever?
Okay.
I drink the worm all the time.
Hey, I'll eat that worm.
The largest outbreak of illness attributed to a Ouija board took place between October of 2006 and June 2007 at a girls-only...
Yeah, buddy.
Oh,
You got to say the next word, too.
goddamn girls-only Catholic boarding school.
Ow!
Near Mexico City, Mexico. Students at the Girls Town School...
Wow.
Gotta find this place.
Girls Town?
Yeah.
That's great.
They reported a variety of symptoms, including headaches, periods. No, I made that up. And difficulty walking. Oh, my God. Some students could only walk with the help of their friends. Jesus.
That's just being lazy.
Yeah. Can you help me up? So sick of eating tacos. Symptoms would suddenly go away just as suddenly as they would reoccur. Of a student population of 4,512 were affected. Mexican psychiatrist Nachila Loa Zavala investigated the outbreak and diagnosed it as a case of mass psychogenic illness, a.k.a. mass hysteria,
Good old mass hysteria.
and traced it back to a student who had used a Ouija board to try to influence the outcome of a school basketball game.
Of all things.
She's not trying to get her butt licked. She's not trying to get her nipples sucked on. She's not trying to get some guy to dump a hot load in her belly button.
She's just trying to make women basketball entertaining.
She's trying to fuck influence the basketball game. And all the female listeners of this show, like, when I was in high school, I was trying to get the pussy broken in half. Well, we're the kind of guys that were trying to break it in half in high school. Not influence basketball games.
Yeah. I would have settled for anything at that point in time in my life.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would roll up this is sad. I'd roll up a sponge and then put a glove around it, like a latex glove, and then put it between the mattress and the box spring. I would just fuck the shit out of it. I would fuck that mattress so hard. And then one time my mom caught me having sex in wool socks. I was by myself, but she caught me. And she said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Fixing to dirty up these socks." Get out of here.
This is my sticky sock.
No, but I made all that up. But one time, this is a true story. This is right before I moved out of my mom and dad's house. I was like 18.
Yeah.
My mom came upstairs and she sat down next to the bed. It was like Sunday morning. And she's like, hey, how are you? I like wake up like, oh, hey, Mom. And she said, I'm really proud of you because I was buying a house. It was a very exciting time.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I'm really proud of you, what you've accomplished. And I'm not looking forward to not having you here on every morning on the weekends. I said, oh, it's all right, Mom. I'll still be here. It's not every Sunday. I love you. Thanks for everything you've done. And by my head, it was a huge bottle of fucking lube. Not lotion. Not the fucking KY jelly. I had some fucking premium, like, porn store lube. And she said, what's that? And I looked at it. I stared at it. And I'm like, it's for oil in my guitar strings. And she's like, it's for what? And I said, it's for jacking off.
Did you really?
Yes. First thing I said is for oil in my guitar strings. And she said, it's for what? I said, it's for jacking off. Mom, if you don't believe me, here, watch. Watch it. That's what it's for. I'm serious. It's not for the guitar. Here you are sitting here thinking I'm fucking gay.
She said, for what?
Oh.
That fucked me up so bad.
And the thing was, I got the lube out of their drawer, so it's just she thought I was a thief. That's mine. Give me that back. God damn. Oh, but this girl, not my mom, the girl with the board.
Oh, shit.
The girl using the Ouija board in Mexico City, Mexico.
Oh, I'm dead now.
At the Mexico City Girls Town School. She was expelled from school, and the International Journal of Psychoanalysis says she cursed the school during her exit. Everyone in the school died in a fucking fire a week later. I don't know if that really happened. I made that part up. I did not make up the story about the lubricant. Pundits talk about the statistics of a Ouija board. So for every Ouija experience that turns out okay, you talk to 30 people on the Ouija board. There's going to be the one. All it takes is one, Rob. All it takes is one dick to have AIDS, and then everything you love is gone. Freddie Mercury.
Oh, that's sad.
Mama just killed a man
with my dick.
That's all it takes. You open the door to all these different spirits. All it takes is one of them to say, I'm coming through and I'm the baddest motherfucker of all these demons you got up in this closet. Now, when you open the box to these demons and spirits, they lie. So that's the thing, is they'll tell you things through the Ouija board. They'll tell you whatever you want to hear when you're talking to the board to try and get you to open up even more.
Yeah.
To respond. They'll get you to do anything to respond to their demands, essentially. And if you're not convinced, here's an article published in The Sun in 1986. A simple Ouija board became a passport to hell for a family that could have been the devil himself, says John Ravens, father of the tormented family. When it was over, we were all bleeding and had severe burn marks. Jesus. Oh. Our living room was a disaster area. If it was supposed to be a joke, said Gloria, the girl's mother, we were going to make believe we were talking with the spirit world. I'm going to cut this out here because this is really fucking long and it's not very good. So I'm sorry, guys. We have some really good stories later on in my research. But nonetheless, there was a family that was affected that made it to the news. And anytime you have paranormal occurrences that are making it to the mainstream media, it makes people pay a little more attention, I guess you should say. And the reason I'm skipping past that story is because I would like to get to Zozo, the Ouija board demon. Isn't that a scary name for a demon?
It's kind of like Bozo. Can you imagine the fucking crazy ass clown?
Oh, I heard you guys call my name.
I bet that's what he's called now. He's dead.
Zozo, the amazing Ouija board demon. Watch me turn my dick into a fucking circus horse.
He squeezes his nose and he just pisses everywhere. Watch this.
You fucking clown.
Watch this, kids.
What's that? That's my lube.
He touches flour and he shits his pants.
He is a fucking clown.
Smell my flour.
Oh, yeah. I like it. I love fart noises so much. Now, Zozo, or if I was a fucking cross-dresser and I did drag shows like I ultimately want to do one day, my fucking stage name will be Zozo, undoubtedly.
That's a really good stage name, I'm not going to lie.
Now, Zozo has popped up in recent years. Sometimes it's stylized as capital Z-O, or it's capital Z, lowercase o. He's a mysterious trickster entity known for stalking people through the Ouija boards. Those who claim they've made contact with Zozo, who also goes by Zaza, Mama, Oz, Zo, Za, and Abacus.
That's like a wizard name.
Abacus is when he's pissed off. Is that you, Zozo?
This is Abacus, and I'm here to take a shit in the back of your toilet tank.
What if that's how demons operated? They just shit in weird places in your fucking house.
Just left you to find it.
You go to get some fucking peanut butter and there's a big old turd in the fucking Jif jar.
Oh, that'd be so pissed.
I wanted one peanut butter sandwich, dude. Zozo, listen up, man. We gotta set some ground rules in here. Shitting in the back of the toilet tank? Cool. Shitting in my clean underwear? Cool. Shitting in the peanut butter? Not fucking cool, dude. Son of a bitch.
Looks like a melted Reese cup in here.
I want to eat it anyways. I fucking love peanut butter.
Pay $2 for this peanut butter.
I gotta have enough peanut butter left over for dog sitting, you piece of shit. He says he often shows himself by guiding the planchette into figure 8 formations before frantically zooming back and forth between the Z and the O. I just think of a monkey like just going back and forth really fast. His interactions start out friendly but grow malicious. He's known for cursing at and threatening contactees.
Sign me up.
Sometimes personally. He'd start talking to you and I'd be like, you fuckers got really little wieners. You don't get laid at all, ever. Neither one of you ever get laid.
Why don't you wash underneath your balls once in a while?
While he's often wrangled by a Ouija board, some believe that saying his name out loud, Zozo, can also summon Zozo from the depths of hell. African or Sumerian origins is where it's claimed Zozo comes from.
Figures.
Darren Evans was the original one who posted about Zozo in a paranormal message board, and apparently Zozo stuck with him. He claimed that the demon also made threats against his toddler daughter, nearly drowning her in a bathtub and later infecting her with a mysterious illness. Quote, we almost lost her, and that was when I began to suspect demonic attacks.
Sounds like something a guilty father would say.
Right.
It was Zozo, I swear.
Now, there are some warning signs that you're potentially getting ready to start dealing with Zozo. There's rapid movements if you're using a Ouija board. The planchette might begin moving rapidly. If you're undergoing hypnosis, the pendant or pendulum might begin to swing. There's certain announcements that Zozo will make, like Zozo might announce himself by spelling out his name. That's the easiest way to know you're dealing with Zozo.
Okay, makes sense.
Zozo, motherfucker.
I wonder what the spirit's name is. I wonder who we're talking to. It's just sitting there going back and forth.
Yeah.
Zozo, Zozo, Zozo. I wonder who it could be.
There's certain feelings of unease that might come over you. You might feel a sudden weight of dread or unease descend upon you. Darkness. You might see shadows moving, or the room you're in might get darker. If you feel that Zozo is with you, do not panic, but take action to end the connection to prevent bodily or mental harm.
Put the lid back on your peanut butter.
Stay on peanut butter, fucking dick.
I just bought that. The seal isn't even broken.
Now, there's certain ways you can also break the connection if you feel like you're in contact with old Zozo.
Right.
Remain calm. Demons and other spirits feed off of fear, and that's what I always say. So take deep, calming breaths and steady yourself. Demons are a manifestation of worldly energies, is what I believe.
I'm really scared you're gonna fuck me in the ass. I'm so scared.
Listen, I know we've been moving really fast here, and I think that maybe we should slow down for a second because you came really fast last time. Speaking of coming fast.
Zozo walks in, you're just on all fours with your butt spread.
Come on.
Take me, Zozo.
Yeah, I'm the catcher. Close the session immediately. If you're playing Ouija, move the planchette to, quote, goodbye and formally close the game. If you're using another contact method, close it immediately. So there's other ways to, I guess, contact these spirits and stuff. And the Ouija board's kind of derived from, I think it's called automatic writing, possibly, or Spirit writing, that's where you just take a fucking pen, and you just start waiting for the spirit, the ghost to move through your pen, and you just...
It already happened.
Fuck. Your paper says fuck.
That's all it says.
And if you feel Zozos nearby, seek out help from a paranormal professional or religious leader such as a priest or rabbi. And if you need a paranormal professional, write us brohiopodcast@gmail.com. We'll be very happy to help you with all of your paranormal needs. We haven't got a fucking clue what we're doing.
We'll get you in contact with Ed and Lorraine.
We will. Ed's dead.
Like I said.
R.I.P.
We'll get a hold of Ed. We'll get Hunter's Ouija board. We'll get Ed on the line.
Get out of here, you big grimy fuck. There goes our chances of ever interviewing anyone from that paranormal society.
I think we blew that away a long time ago.
So for my favorite part of this episode,
Yeah, buddy.
this is undoubtedly what's going to be. This is a story that a few months back, when we first started out, old Rob Dog and Delicious Nicolicious, we said, we're going to start a podcast.
We were so young.
One day on Instagram, I said, if you've ever had any horror stories from a Ouija board, send us an email or DM us on here and let us know what exactly happened with your experience. And we do that now. We have a stockpile of probably 500 listener-submitted paranormal experiences.
So good.
Eventually, we're going to have to get back to another listener stories episode because we have a lot of content there.
Yeah, I like doing those a lot anyways. They're fun.
But this is one that I saved in my hard drive of my computer that hardly even works anymore. And I had to, and I knew it was there, and I had since wiped out everything from wherever this came from. So I dug, and I got it out. Well, I got the computer to live long enough to get this off. And
Giggity.
it's the story, when I first read it, I remember back then, I'm like, oh my God, this is fucking terrible. And then I read it again this past week, and I just felt my hair stand on end. Just a completely fucked up story. And this person absolutely, I know who it is, she absolutely refuses to have her name used in this. She's a very affluent member of society. She has a very public job, I should say.
Okay.
She does really well for herself. She's not someone you would say
Is it Michelle Obama?
It is Michelle Obama.
Okay, thank you. I thought so.
If this person came to you, you wouldn't say, okay, this is probably a crazy person. So oftentimes we'll say, take the story with a grain of salt. And I'm not taking this one with a grain of salt because I wholeheartedly believe that this person is submitting a true story. So enough with it.
Gotta get your storytelling voice going.
Gotta get my storytelling voice ready.
Clear all them cobwebs out.
So, bros, I am contacting you in reference to your request for Ouija stories. First off, I love you guys.
Oh.
You are completely fucked, but you guys are so normal and natural, and that makes your ridiculous comedy so easy to swallow.
Hey.
That's not the only thing that's easy to swallow.
See what we did there?
Please don't use my name in the story, as this is something I get nearly sick thinking about, and I just don't share this story. When I was 13 years old, growing up in good old Augusta, Maine. What the fuck is Augusta, Maine? Population 4. My cousin from Boston would come from Boston, you bastards.
Boston.
My cousin from Boston would come stay the summer as her parents were missionaries and she loathed going with them. So they fucked in the same position every single time they had sex, is what that means. Isn't that what that means?
Yeah.
They're missionaries.
Yeah, she just stayed on her back, let dad do all the work.
We're doggy stylers. Please don't use... I'm sorry. I already read that part. I lost my spot here. Throwing enough of a fit that her parents would ship her to us for the summers. Our summers were spent watching horror movies, swimming, using lemon juice to blonde bomb our hair, tanning, awkwardly kissing boys, AOL chat rooms, and N64. That sounds a lot like Rob and I's adolescence.
Love the N64.
We were always looking for fun, scary stuff to do late at night to aid in our pursuit to stay up all night, every night. While walking to the community pool, we passed a garage sale that had an amazing pink chest of drawers with 3 lava lamps on top of it. We were so entranced by these lava lamps, and the drawers were completely the style I was pleading for my parents to buy me. I thought you were about to say something.
No?
as I was attempting to transition my room that still had my baby colors on the wall with a pile of stuffed animals I hadn't touched in almost 10 years. I went up the driveway to check the price. I was greeted by an older woman in her mid-60s that said she was putting everything up due to her dog having numerous seizures, and she was leaving immediately to take the dog to the hospital. I told her I love the drawers and lamps and would like to know the price. She hesitated. She hesitated, quote, "Those were lilies. She would have loved for them to go to a good home." And while she said this, the old woman was choking up. I wasn't sure of her hesitation. Was she emotional over the dog? She told me I could have them for free. She'd leave them in the driveway and my dad could pick them up while coming home from work. My dad stopped to grab them and dragged the drawers into my room. He told me to wash out the inside of the drawers before I put any clothes in them. Jessica, which is her cousin, and I immediately gathered cleaning supplies and started to pull the drawers out. When Jessica pulled out the bottom drawer, inside the chest, resting on the bottom, was a tattered cardboard Ouija board with a planchette included. Should have fucking stopped right there.
Yeah, that's
You find a fucking chest with a Ouija board in it.
that's a sign.
Gotta go. Sorry. Most normal people would have waffle stomped that thing down the shower drain, but we were not scared the least bit. We were so excited to try out the board and to try to scare the shit out of one another. We made plans to play with the Ouija board that night, but after a long, long day of swimming, we crashed before Jeopardy was even over. Some weak ass shit right there.
I was gonna say, what a lame night
8 o'clock. Fucking lames.
after their Jello dinner.
Yeah. Plans were set in motion the very next morning for us to conquer the Ouija board that night after my parents fell asleep. This was before Google and before YouTube, so we were absolutely winging it when it came to using this thing. That night, after watching I Know What You Did Last Summer for the 1 billionth time, this is speaking to my heart right now.
I know.
My parents were finally asleep. We stole a bunch of tea lights from my mom's china hutch and set them up around the room. We lit the candles and sat down Indian style with our knees touching and the board resting on both of our laps. At that point, you could say I was slightly scared of what could potentially happen, but eager and excited nonetheless. We giggled and giggled, trying to figure out who would ask the first question. Finally, I asked the first question, the generic quote, "Is there anyone here that wants to speak with us?" Before I could even finish the sentence, the planchette started moving around the board. I gasped and nearly shit all over myself. Jessica started howling, laughing as the board fell off of our laps. That dick was moving the planchette and couldn't contain her laughter. We made a blood promise from there that neither of us would move the planchette ourselves. We started again. I asked a dozen questions rather rapidly with nothing happening. Then Jessica finally asked a question. I can hear it ringing in my ear. If you are trapped on the other side and you need to pass on a message, we can help you. We got completely silent for what felt like hours. The planchette started to move. The look on Jessica's face is nothing I will ever forget. Sheer terror. Slowly, it spelled out, "I am here." We bulldozed forward. I thought I may never experience this ever again, so what the hell? What message should we pass along? We asked the board. "You are wrong," the board spelled out. "What's wrong?" we asked. Then the board spelled out MISTAKE. Mistake. What mistake did you make? I was super excited that we had possibly made contact with a murderer or something. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Right.
Someone that fucked up and killed someone.
Yeah.
There was no response. Immediately within seconds, the room grew briskly cold. Jessica said we had to stop, but I told her it was just the AC kicking on. I knew that it never got that cold in the room, but I was just too curious to stop now. Again, the planchette started to move. "I am here," it spelled. "We know you're here. We want to talk to you," we said. Nothing for minutes. Then we heard the sounds that would stop the game. Just outside my bedroom door, we heard what sounded like something scratching or someone walking away and dragging their feet. I had no doubt it was my mom or dad checking on the noise in my room, so I sprung up, kind of trapped between, "Hey, I'm fucking scared and I want to see you," and "We're going to bed, so don't be too mad." When I gently pulled open the door, nothing was there and no other lights were on except except the glow from the night lights that customarily lit the bathroom path in the hall for my parents. When I opened the door, the smell of pure sulfur smashed me in the face, gagging me and making it past me into the room far enough for Jessica to say, "Oh my God, what's that smell?" I told her we should wake my parents to tell them about the smell and the noises we heard. My father would be elated to know we were playing with a Ouija board we found, even more excited to discuss these occurrences in the middle of the night. When she made it to the threshold of the doorway, she gasped. "Look," she said. On the ground were muddy prints, not boot prints, not footprints, but muddy hooves like a pig was in the house. I was allergic to animals, so we didn't own animals, let alone a fucking pig. At this point, my head starts to spin to the point I feel like I'm going to vomit. My face was on fire and my chest was thumping. We ran the 20 feet to my parents' room and busted in. My mother was closest to the door, but I went to my dad's side as Jessica stood at the foot of the bed. I began shaking my dad and calling his name. He was undoubtedly alive, snoring like a bear, but alive, but he didn't wake up. Almost like a lightning bolt, my mom sat up. I know how much you losers love wrestling, and it was the most Undertaker setup ever. True.
Man.
I started to tell her what was going on, but she stared at me emotionless, almost looking right through me. She turned her head to the side of the bed and started vomiting all over the hardwood floor, like violent scream puking. It wasn't a lot of vomit, but I could hear the vomit hitting the floor. My fucking dad was sleeping through all of this. When she was done puking, she looked at me again looking right through me, emotionless. In a slow, growling voice, she said, "It is finished. Go to sleep." She then laid right back how she was sleeping and closed her eyes. I was so fucking scared that the only thing I could think to do was, as my mother said, and go back to sleep. We went to my room, pushing the dresser in front of the door, and finally, after a long while, after the sun was peeking up, we went to sleep. The next day around noon, we tiptoed to the living room. Dad was watching NASCAR and my mom was couponing. Neither had any recollection of what happened the night before. Nothing. My mom blamed us for the vomit and said it's okay to be embarrassed about something like that. The board went in the trash, and I've never told this story beyond my husband and my parents. Like I said, please don't use my name. As for Jessica, she passed away from ovarian cancer about 3 years ago. This night still haunts me every time I close my eyes. Thanks, bros. Keep up the good work.
Ooh-wee.
Oh, no.
Just the fact that the mom thought that they just came in there and she just threw up all over the floor was kind of weird, but like the mom was like so like out of it that she didn't realize that it was her.
Out of it? Fuck. She didn't even know, like,
Yeah.
what was it? She talked. She said, "It's finished. Go to bed." Like, what's
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, what does that even mean?
That's the scariest fucking shit I've ever heard in my
that's
entire
scary.
life.
That's scary.
The thing that passes through, that cuts right through me, is they found fucking
Hoof prints.
muddy hoof prints in the hallway.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
I don't like it one bit.
Because then you think about that, whatever that thing was walking around in Paranormal Activity, that thing scared the shit out of me.
Oh god, that thing was terrifying.
Those movies scare the fucking bejesus out of me.
Yeah, they do.
Terrifying shit, man. And to the listener that submitted that story, if that was a piece of creative writing, go fuck yourself. If that was real, we're praying for you. We hope you're okay. That seems to me to be a case of someone not knowing what they're doing playing with a Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the experts say, you open yourself up to many different things and many different
Yeah, they unintentionally let
entities,
something
right? And they let something. And I hope that whatever they let in didn't latch onto their life as they went on. Because that's the thing about demons, is they can feed off of you and feed off your negative energy, your fear, all the emotions, negative emotions you put forth. That just makes a demon stronger. And I'm not talking the demons like, "I snort cocaine, I got demons." Cocaine is fun, from what I hear. I've never tried it. But I hear it's a lot of fun. It's not a demon. I'm talking about spiritual fucking warfare going on inside your mind and your body. That's what I'm talking about. And that's scary stuff to think about.
Oh, it's terrifying.
I hope with the dumb shit that you and I do, I know we open ourselves up for shit sometimes. And I'm glad my wife said no Ouija board tonight, because we probably would have ended up trying to use it. Probably would have had sex, got scared, and be like, this is the last time we're ever going to have the chance to have sex again. And we'd have did it. And it'd have been good, but it'd have been weird.
No regrets.
There's in that thing on Netflix, Abducted in Plain Sight.
Yeah.
You got to watch it.
I know.
There's a part where the old man starts talking about a gay experience, and you'll laugh so fucking hard. Sounds like something I would do to you.
I can't wait.
When he gets to the scene where he tries his first gay thing, you'd be like, yeah, it sounds like something Nick would do to me.
Made it that much more exciting. I can't wait to watch it.
So you have a couple stories over there, I do believe?
Yeah, I do have a couple.
Send them.
I went through the old stomping grounds of Reddit to look for these and found a couple of them that I liked. First one from username BassHunter42. Hello, everyone. This is a story from my grandmother when she was young in the late 60s. This is how you know it's going to be good, because it's an old school story.
This is how you know she's got a big old hairy pussy.
Undoubtedly. She and her friends decided to use a Ouija board or to try to talk with spirits. They were all unbelievers, so they got ready, and all three of them put their hands on the planchette. The moving thingy, that's what it says. And they asked, who's there? And then the planchette started moving. Then my grandmother said she let go and told her friends, hey, stop moving it. It's so obvious. And her friend said, I'm not moving it. You're moving it. Of course, that's every conversation how it occurs.
Right. Ouija's moving it.
And they tried again. This time they asked, who is there? Then the piece started to move. My grandma told me she felt terrified as it moved and she did not know what to believe. And instead of name, the Ouija board spelled out a phone number. And my grandma was freaked out. None of them dared to call it. Then they asked, whose phone number is this? Then the piece started moving again. And this time it spelled, call this number and tell Joseph not to travel tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
My grandmother and her friends were horrified by this. None of them knew a Joseph. So they tried to call, no answer. They tried again, no answer. Then they decided to call it at night and go to bed. Or go home, sorry. None of them called, but my grandma did the next morning around 8 a.m. So first thing in the morning, she calls. She called, and there was a woman that answered. My grandma said, hello, I would like to speak with Joseph. And the woman said, he is not here right now. He went to work. Who is this? Then my grandma explained the situation, and the woman said, oh my God, I will call you back when I have gotten a hold of him. Later that day, the woman called again and was crying. Her husband Joseph had died on his way back to work in a car accident and sent him plummeting off of a bridge into a river.
Holy shit.
My grandmother was deeply saddened by hearing this. She never used a Ouija board ever again. And it says, it took me a lot of convincing for my grandmother to share a story. I've always wanted to ask her what happened when you used a Ouija board, and she would always refuse to tell me. So,
jeez, man.
That's wild.
Can Ouija tell the future? Is that what we're trying to say right now?
I think it can.
That's insane, man.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't ever want to use one of those. Ever. Even if there's a fire.
And then I'll just do one more. This is another one that I found. This one's called Ouija Boards Open a Door You Might Not Be Able to Close. Username, Enough Rose. I'm assuming that's how they'd say it.
Yeah.
So I've always been somewhat keen to the supernatural. I definitely opened up a door when I was 18 and used the Ouija board. We were all in the backyard of my friend's house. There was about 5 of us, and one of our friends had the glow-in-the-dark board. That's cool. I was terrified but intrigued. My mother is extremely religious and had always forbid me to use one. So we sat there for a few minutes asking stupid questions and not really getting any answers, but it was a couple of minutes later when I could feel it. Something was there. My hands started to shake like crazy, and of course my friends started to make fun of me, but they didn't know what was going on. I started to hear deep males breathing in my ear.
Oh, good.
I tried to tell myself it was my friend Megan. She must have had a low voice.
Megan had a ball sack.
Who was sitting next to me, but she was not close enough, nor was she breathing that hard. In my head, I just said, go away, go away, go away, and eventually it did. I can't explain it to this day. It was weird because as it was happening, I didn't tell anyone. I just sat there freaking out. As we were all heading back home, I begged my friend Megan to sleep over because I knew whatever had breathed into my ear was going to follow me back.
And I like licking vagina.
I asked Megan if she had heard a male's breathing, and she was like, "What the fuck, no," and basically thought I was just making it up. So for the next month, I kid you not, my house was haunted. I could not sleep without the lights on and music in my ears. I would hear footsteps every night outside of my door and periodically would wake up at 3 a.m. After a month passed, my mother sat me down. Ashley, what the hell is going on? I did not tell her at all about using the Ouija board because I knew she would be furious. Oh, nothing, Mom, nothing at all. Ashley, you tell me what's going on. For the last month, I've been hearing footsteps, and last night something scratched my foot.
Oh, no.
I just looked at her dumbfounded because I thought this was only affecting me.
Get your stupid fucking goldfish.
I basically broke down crying and told her everything. Together, we saged the house and said prayers, and it's amazing how different the house felt. It felt lighter and pleasant again. Since then, I've been prominently more aware of ghosts. They usually come to me in my dreams, though. If you ever wondered if Ouija board works, they do. It might not seem like it's working, but you're literally opening a door, and they won't necessarily make themselves known on the board. And it turned out that some guy killed himself at the house where they used the Ouija board.
Oh, okay.
So they just let someone who killed himself.
That's how that works out.
So there you go.
So she said the ghosts come to her. The problem with what I have going on is the ghosts come in me.
Giggity, giggity, goo.
It doesn't. What do you think it would feel like to have a ghost come inside of you? Just like that?
Just like a swift blow to the asshole.
Yeah. I would have to say that what it would feel like to have a ghost come inside me.
My name's Bill Wilkins, and I'm 73 years old, and I died in my own shit.
It's been a while. Holy moly. Like it's been weeks.
I heard you boys asking about what it feels like to have a ghost come inside you.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Mr. Wilkins.
And I was hiding underneath the table, and I noticed that you both had big old 3-inch hard-ons. And I heard old Delicious Nickalicious talking about his mom jerking him off on Sunday morning.
Okay, what about it?
Have you ever had your mother jerk you off before, Rob Dog?
Personally, no, I have not. I missed out on a lot in life. Usually it was my dad.
Are you some kind of fucking fruitcake?
Like I said, usually it was my dad. I'm scarred.
You locked it.
A little.
I'm going to tell you what it feels like right now to have a ghost come inside you.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ever been bit by a fucking dog?
I have.
It doesn't feel nothing like that.
Okay, it's good to know.
Feels like dumping about 3 gallons of White Russian right in your asshole. You ever had White Russian before?
No.
That's Bill Wilkins' favorite drink when he brings the swamp donkeys back to his house.
I don't know where he's at. Can you guys see him?
I like to
No.
watch the women drink the White Russians with their vaginas, and I have them hold it up inside of them. Then I put my mouth on their pussy chute, and I punch them right in the stomach.
Jesus Christ, Bill.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Old Bill Wilkins.
It's always nice to see what he's getting into these
He
days.
shows up.
Yeah.
We don't know where he goes. He's coming if he's going.
Yeah.
He just,
If we would have had a Ouija board, man, we probably would have been here the entire episode.
yeah. So, to end this episode,
Yeah.
we're going to play How Big Is It?
Okay.
How big is Ouija's dick?
Okay. Big fucking flapper.
Big flapper. Looks
Yeah.
like a pancake.
Yeah, one that like sways with the wind.
Big old pancake dick. Have you ever went to suck a guy's dick before and he pulls it out and looks like a pancake?
No.
Next question.
Plead the fifth.
John Edmonds from Stardust Ranch. How big is it?
Oh, it's fucking huge. We didn't get to play that last week.
I like the best thing about that episode. We had a lot of people write us and say, I don't really like alien episodes.
Right.
And that's the dilemma with alien episodes for us is people don't really like them that much. A lot of people do, but there's a good majority more so than any other topic that people don't like aliens. And we had a lot of people that wrote us and said, hey, I don't like aliens, but that was a fun fucking episode.
Yeah, and my favorite thing about that is that whether or not you believe the validity of it, the story itself is amazing.
It's a really good story.
Yeah, whether or not you believe them or not. I mean, and now I'm not saying either way, but
Oh, I believe him.
oh, I mean, yeah,
Fuck it.
I do too. But
I'm going there.
but yeah, just the story and the events that happened that unfolded it's
Weird
awesome.
stuff, man.
It's awesome.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, what a badass.
All right, guys. So go to Brohio. Go to Google. Type in Brohio/Eventbrite. Check out our tour dates coming up. Cheap tickets.
Come see us, hang out, have a pint,
Yeah. Have whatever.
make a friend.
We're going to do butt shots. Don't know what a butt shot is? Show up. We'll show you what a butt shot is. We're waiting for Zima to come back out
I know
because
it's gone.
the foundation of Brohio was built on the fact that we were butt chugging Zimas 2 years ago before it was even a thing.
Yep.
You got to open up your butt, shove a Zima in there for Brohio.
Do a headstand and suck it all down.
Headstand, suck all the Zima into your ass for a straight butt chug.
The longer you hold it in, the better you are.
If you do a butt chug, send us an email, brohiopodcast@gmail.com. Let us know you're butt chugging. Let us know you're thinking of us. Leave us a review on iTunes. We're getting ready to break the 2,000 reviews on American iTunes.
Ooh, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
We're just trucking.
We were in the top 200 for society and culture last week.
Okay, that's
we
awesome.
were next to a lot of big dogs, like Astonishing Legends and
Undeserved, but thank you.
a lot of really good podcasts. And I'm like, this is pretty fucking. And then as soon as we were in there, we dropped out. Close to the top 200, but
The story of our lives.
we're like going in and out. So help push us over the top. Send us back in the top 200 on iTunes because we're just regular. That's the best thing about all this.
We're just hanging out. That's all we're doing.
We started this. We had no fucking clue what we were doing.
Not at
now
all.
we
still
still
don't.
have no clue what we're doing.
No.
But we've garnered a following. People like to listen to us. We love to talk to you guys. We love to engage you guys. And
Thanks for being along with this wild
and
ride.
I'm on these podcast groups, and people are like, I don't have the big backing of a podcast company. You don't need someone big out there backing you.
Not at all.
Just got to put out good content, and just
Find your niche.
work at it. Find your niche. Grab your bitch.
Talk about taking shits. That's all you got to do.
People showed up like these guys aren't afraid to talk about pooping.
It's relatable.
It is completely relatable.
Everything poops.
We're the everyman. We're the everyman of America.
I like to think so.
Speaking of America, if you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you. We love you guys so much.
Thank you guys for listening.
I have ideas for next week.
You do?
I'm going to hit pause and then I'm going to tell you about it.
And lay it on me, Daddy.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Stop recording there. And now we got to stop recording over there.
Bye.
You guys get to see what happens after we stop hitting the record button.
Absolutely nothing.